The cleaning and facility solutions industry is evolving fast. New technologies, shifting workforce expectations, economic pressures, and rising customer demands are reshaping how organizations operate and compete. Amid all that change, one thing holds steady: the need for strong leadership and a shared commitment to advancing the profession. On today's program, the president of ISSA will share her perspective on where the industry is headed, the role leadership plays in driving real change, and why she's optimistic about the next generation of professionals set to shape the years ahead. It's my pleasure to welcome Laurie Sewell. Laurie,
Hi, Jeff. How you doing?
good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Looks like you're in a nice warm place, or that
Y-
could be fake news.
Yeah, it's probably deep fake. Well, we were talking about optimism and the future, and I thought this was just a very optimistic kind of future forward background, so that's why I picked it.
It it is the best background I've seen in a long time, that's for sure. So hold on to that and keep using it, Lori. But again, thank you for joining in this President's Message episode. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. And of course, we know ISSA shows coming up, so we'll have that opportunity to network and talk about what's going on in person.
Mhm.
But if you're ready, I'll have a series of questions for you.
Shoot.
All right, you're 2 years as ISSA president, nearly 2 years. What gives you the most optimism about the future of our industry? We want to know.
I think it's the quality of the leaders that we have today and the young people coming into leadership roles and into the industry. I've had such an opportunity to meet with people who are just genuinely excited to be part of this business, who've come from other businesses and are starting to recognize and appreciate the importance of this work. And they're on fire for it, and they're super smart. So I'm very excited about that. I think the collaboration across the industry and the supply chain, that's really continuing to pick up, and I think that's going to help us. I'm super optimistic about what that's going to lead to. Innovation is a lot faster than it used to be. I mean, you talked about the show. I remember going to the show and kind of seeing the same types of equipment for years, and now you go and it's just every show is something new, and it's amazing how much innovation that we're seeing. And then I think still needs to be better, but I am optimistic that we're going to continue to promote cleaning for health and cleaning in our industry as just a super important part of the economy.
Yeah, I've been doing trade shows for well more than 20 years. And you're right. It used to be you go to the show, oh, there's a vacuum, there's a bucket, and there's a mop.
Yep.
Rinse and repeat. But now it's so much going on, and the innovation's amazing. But let's talk about that a bit as technology and AI continue to transform, and that's what it's doing, transforming how we work. What should remain at the heart of our profession that you want to see stay with us?
So I've mentioned this before, I think, in talking to you, is that I think technology should elevate people and the roles that we do. I mean, there's certainly going to be some things that technology will actually completely automate. But then there's going to be a lot of roles and a lot of responsibilities that technology will actually amplify support. And I think if we are thoughtful in how we use AI in particular, about how we can build up people while we're doing it. Shifting, I think about the custodians and the frontline people that are doing repetitive motion, right? How can we get them into becoming more working like cobots and being more less, dependent upon, a physical activity and more dependent on programming and helping, robotics actually do the work. So I think there's great opportunity there, but I do think we are never, I mean, people should always still be at the forefront of our business.
So, talk about the responsibility that today's leaders have. Maybe a deeper dive into elevating both the industry, but also the people who
Yeah.
work in it.
Yeah. So I think leaders, it's not just about authority or command and control. I just actually had this conversation with somebody a few minutes ago. It's about developing your future leaders, and I've recently been reading a book that talks about how people and often Gen Z in particular, but people in general are more asking not about what is the vision of the company, what is the strategy. I mean, they want to know that, but it's like, how does that impact me? Is there a place for me in this changing future? What can I trust? What can I kind of hold? What's my terra firma? What can I hold on to? And I think as leaders, we obviously need to set the stage for the vision, engage people, but I think we also have to understand the world is changing so fast. People coming out of school, some of the things they've come out of school for are being automated already. And they're going, okay, how do I know I can trust this organization? I can trust, giving time to this organization. Is there a place and a pathway for me? And I think that's going to be really important for leaders to pay very careful attention to attract and retain good talent.
Now, Laurie, how long have you been in this industry?
Mm.
You can ballpark it.
Oh, 30 plus years.
Okay. So thinking of all the change you've seen, let's look at the future. And not what you predict, but what you hope to see the industry in 5 or 10 years from now. What do you want it to be?
I want it to be more respected, not just internally. I think the people that work in it, we get it, but the people from our clients and kind of stakeholders in general. I want to be more influential. Super excited to see some of the influence that we've had, even in this last round, where we went to Washington and did a fly-in, and we've already gotten some movement there, which already shows us that we have some groundswell for influence. More strategic, continuing that collaborative interaction across member classes, not having manufacturers come up with something that they think the client would like, really doing voice of customer across with each other so that we're solving needs, rather than providing solutions for a problem we don't necessarily have or know about. And then again, continuing to see people not just look at it as a cost, but recognizing that we're a strategic partner in the health of their facilities, their employees, their visitors, whoever's in that space. And we're allowing those people to be more productive. I mean, that's something I think we've been talking about for a long time, but I think it's the ultimate goal.
And thinking about all that, we are in, I believe, the third year of the Emerging Leaders program at ISSA. So there'll be a new slate of leaders that we'll have in ISSA Today magazine soon. That'll be displayed at the show. But thinking about their opportunities, what do you see there? What opportunities do you see for the next generation?
So when I think about, and I can really tie it very closely to a lot of the programs and the work that ISSA is doing. There's so many opportunities to continue to learn. There's so many opportunities to continue to network. And network if you can in person. I mean, online, yes, but do try some of that in person, because you can. And I'm not a person that's like go into the office 5 days a week. That's not me. I'm very much a hybrid person. But I do believe there's a lot that happens in person, in a short period of time that can't happen online. And that's with your customers, that's with your vendors, that's with your partners, your colleagues. So find those opportunities. I would say I hope they stay curious and want to learn more, not just about their lane, but more about the industry, more about, different parts of the industry, because the more you know, the more you're going to be able to benefit your company and benefit your career, right? And then courageous. I talk a lot about being confident, going in and asking, my favorite question is, what's the worst thing that could happen? And typically it's not that bad. So go ask somebody to be a mentor or a sponsor. Go ask somebody if they can have 15 or 20 minutes of your time. I say this and then I get all these inundated, and I've been meeting, in fact, I've my roles changed within my organization. So I was telling you earlier, Jeff, I am loving talking to a lot of these people that are just starting in the industry or starting new businesses, or just, being able to share, my 30 plus years of experience. So that's been a lot of fun. So I always tell people be confident to ask. And then the other thing is lift. It's okay to climb. You can be a climber, just don't be a stepper. So lift others as you climb. And that's always been something that I've been a big proponent of when I talk to young people and young leaders.
Very refreshing. Appreciate that. Now, you're in your twilight of your second year as president. Ooh, that's a good way of looking at it. So if you could leave ISSA members with one message as your presidency concludes coming up at the show, what would it be?
First of all, I want to say thank you. I really have had such a wonderful, this has been a wonderful opportunity for me. The things that I've learned, the friends that I've made, all of you who have had opportunities to meet and work with have made me a much better person, much better leader. So thank you for that. I'm super proud of our industry. Every time I attend an event and meet new people that are in this business and see their heart, not just their heart for the business, but their heart for their employees, their heart for the people. And, my son has always told me, Mom, I don't think you understand. The business that you're in isn't like the real world. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, those people really care. They are really nice. And I'm like, yeah, they are, but that's what I'm used to. And he goes, well, it's not like that everywhere else. And I'm like, I know, but I'm very proud to be in this or industry because I do believe it's a wonderful organization. I'm optimistic. I think this industry changes lives, not just from the inside of working in it, but from, the lives that we impact by the work that we do. Continue to elevate each other, as I said before. Don't underestimate the impact of the work that you do and your leadership. And the future is yours and ours to build. So it's very exciting, and I want to say thank you.